Good evening, duelists. It's your boy Elements of Hero Sleepy Soldier here, back at it again with another video. Today with a ban list for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Now, I've already seen the ban list. I think that you guys may have already seen it as well. So this is not going to be a reaction, and more or less is going to be a discussion about why I think this is like a ban list sandwich. It has some really good stuff, and then sandwiched in between, it has some really bad, confusing things. So real quick, we'll just pull up the list here and then we'll go ahead and talk about it. So thank you to Master Duel News on Twitter for putting together this handy dandy graphic. So as you can see, a lot of really big things here. We've got True Kings of All Calamity, Imperial Order, Vanity's Emptiness, huge hits along with Bamboozling Gossip Shadow and Celestial for Forbidden. For the limited section, we have Crossout, Prada Prosperity, Prank Kids Nyhmnim, Fusion Destiny, and for our semi-limited, we have Altergeist Multifaker. I'm awaiting on that DZ video on exactly August 31st. Konami did what? And then it's, DZ playing Altergeist at semi-full power. Gazelle going to 2, I think this makes sense. Skill Drain at 2, we'll talk about that. Fire Formation Tenki at 2, we'll also talk about that. And Knight Assailant at Unlimited. I don't care about that. I think it's fine. Let's hit the big things out of the room already. I think this list does a lot to help the game out. Rangominiad gets a slap on the wrist. I think that Konami's trying to say, oh, well, if you have the material, go ahead and make it, but you cannot tutor it out with something like Gossip Shadow. You have to make it a little bit more difficult. Sure, I guess. I don't know why Konami likes Rangominiad so much. I digress. True Kings of All Calamity is huge. I think I love that, especially in best of one format. Cards like this and Imperial Order and Vanity's Emptiness create unbalanced gameplay that is really a nightmare to play against. Celestial being banned, I think makes sense in terms of a value level. They're trying to de-incentivize their players from playing the Fusion Destiny package, but unfortunately, I think it's not going to be enough. I think Fusion Destiny being at 1 is pretty big for people to essentially try and draw their Fusion Destiny after you've interrupted their plays. But if they're going for Predaplan versus Anaconda, there's a best and worst case scenario. At best case, they don't draw it and they use Predaplan versus Anaconda. At worst case, they have it in hand. So I think that still doesn't address the problem entirely. It does address the value problem, but not exactly. Crossout Designator is confusing. I think that this is one of the bad hits on the list. So while we have great things like Imperial Order and Calamities, True Kings of All Calamities, we have really weird, confusing things like Crossout Designator, because Crossout Designator is a way to fight Max C. And so now effectively one of the only better ways to fight Max C is going to be Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Plus Crossout Designator, I think comparatively to something like Call by the Grave, is a little more interesting in terms of deck building. You have to play the cards and the hand traps that your opponent's playing. And in mirror matches in some cases, it's actually much, much better than Call by the Grave. But I don't know. Prada Prosperity is also an interesting hit. I think it makes slight sense, really. I think it does. I think because Floan Rees and other decks that can take advantage of this card is powerful for digging for powerful one-ofs and whatnot. But I think if you just hit those powerful one-ofs, it's not going to feel a chance that you're trying to dig for those anyways. For example, I'd see all the time people go Prada Prosperity for 6, flip Imperial Order, grab Imperial Order. It's really that simple. But now they can only sometimes do that? I don't know. Prank Kids Nyhmnim I think is a terrible hit. But once again, we have great stuff like Gazelle going to 2 and Vanity's Emptiness being banned, and then Prank Kids Nyhmnim at 1. I think this doesn't matter. Ultimately speaking, I think Prank Kids Nyhmnim is a card that is emblematic of a bigger issue inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! That Link 1s are really powerful, especially when you can convert normal summons, singular cards, into full boards and full combos. I think for Prank Kids, because they're also supplementing the Adventure Engine, then they can use all their resources without going into their normal summon, use their normal summon, and then also benefit off of that singular card. A lot of conversion, a lot of value, and only a little bit of interactivity. Fusion Destiny 1, like I said, doesn't make a whole lot of sense and unfortunate for our heroes. Altergeist Multifaker is cool. Congratulations, Doug. And Gazelle, I think, is perfect. Once again, I think this card should go at 3, and it's probably going to be completely fine. Very powerful, but that being said, not overly powerful. Maybe they're trying to bring it back for Decode Talker Heatzel. Skill Drain, a pretty confusing hit. I think this is not a terrible thing. I think from 3 to 2 is still a step in the right direction, but there's still one more thing you could do with it, which is either put it to 1 or ban it. I think at 1, it's somewhat fine, but you want to hurt the consistency of seeing it, or you just ban it outright. This card, again, creates imbalance and swings inside the game. Tenki is also a strange one as well. I think Tenki doesn't necessarily hit the consistency that Konami might think it does. The Tri-Brigade and Zodiac lines are already very, very consistent. So Tenki going to 2, I think really only hurts the rogue decks that might be playing it, on top of the fact that it's essentially freeing up an extra card slot for another power card or etc. inside of Tri-Brigade or Zodiac. So yeah, that's about it. Again, like I said, there's a lot of really cool things to like about this list. You have some really good stuff like Vanity's Emptiness, Imperial Order, and then Calamities, and then really confusing stuff like Celestial and also Crossout Designator, and Skill Drain. Really great stuff like Gazelle and Multifaker. Really bad stuff like Prankiz Meow Meow Mew and Fusion Destiny. I don't know, maybe we will be seeing something soon. Inside of the patch notes, it said that September 29th is when this list will be applicable for, I believe. So if I'm not mistaken, then September 29th is what we can look out for the next update of some sort. So an extra month, which is pretty cool. I think that works out quite well, but they probably want to be looking at a little bit faster of a turnaround. I'm not exactly sure. Still, as well, one really big important thing to note is that Hulk Auroradon, Halki Fibrax Auroradon combos are untouched. So be prepared to interact and play against combo boards that are Hulk Auroradon all day long. I do not understand why that was not a thing hit on here. In addition to, by the way, Zamorg, the barrier statue of the Stormwinds combos, that's still not on here. Yeah, Hulk Auroradon, Predator Plant Verts Anaconda. There's still a lot of work to be done for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, but I don't know. Maybe this is just a step in the right direction. It seems like the past couple lists have been fairly underwhelming, but we shall see. Anyways, that's gonna be it for your boy, Elements of Hero Sleepy Soldier, signing off here. What do you guys think of this list? Let me know in the comment section down below, and hopefully I'll see you guys on ladder and we can play this one together. I'm curious to see how many times I'm going to get Hulk Auroradon day after day after day. Yeah, that's about it. All right, see ya.